I am Nick. I am Nick.
I feel like a radio guy. Look at my hat.
Are we ready to go?
Charles, whenever you go.
No.
Motel Faces, I know you hate me. And Motel Faces are here in the studio for your Tuesday afternoon alternative. Hi there, I'm Dr. J. You're listening to YTAA on WUDR Dayton. A rock in the Gem City, music in all directions. Support your local music scene. And if you're wondering, hey, does he have to say that at the end? Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, pretty much. So the lawyers are happy, you're happy, I'm happy. Lots of great music we've been listening to. Under Surveillance from Extra Arms. We saw them at the Yellow Cab Tavern with the 84 Draft and Sad Box. That was a show. Before that, a classic from True Lies from Social D-Day, Swedish rock and roll with Yeah. Susie and the Banshees. Hey, did you know that there's an entire collection of all her different looks? For me, it's the punk look. But 40 vintage photos are now in the British Museum. That just strikes me as cool. That just strikes me as, why not? The Typical Johnsons before that from their In Other Words record with All I Need, and Aged Nowhere, Even Anarchy. We are very looking forward to that record. So guys, how are you doing today?
Good.
How's everything going?
Not good. Sorry, we said that I was going to just disagree with everything that Nick says.
So whatever Nick says, you have to say the opposite.
Yeah.
I'm feeling good today.
I'm feeling terrible today.
Yeah, we got this whole thing worked out.
Yeah.
Very professional.
No, it's terrible. We haven't worked at this.
And we're gonna make sure John doesn't talk this entire time.
John, go ahead.
Yeah, so anyway.
Anyways, John isn't important at all. No. We're good. Thank you for having us.
Oh, thank you guys for coming. And of course, I want to point out, and I will remind people many, many times, they are playing with our good friends, the Typical Johnsons, on February 2nd, that's Saturday, 8 p.m. to God knows when, Oscar's Bar in Vandalia. You've got Madness Inside, Trees and Wells, Motel Faces, and of course the Typical Johnsons. So guys, Motel Faces, where does a name like that come from? How do you decide we're going to call ourselves Motel Faces?
Kyle, remember when we joined the band and it was already named?
Yep. So
John, go ahead and take this button.
Yeah, John, go ahead.
Oh,
and take
yeah.
this. So it's actually from a song. It's from a song by the Kings of Leon. I don't know what it means in the song, and I don't know what it means to our name, but I just thought it was kind of cool. So
could you not have made something up right now? It sounds so much cooler. Hey, we stole it. It's cool. I don't know what it is.
it's what it is, though.
It is what it is.
Yeah, it's actually the band started out as supposed to be sort of a Kings of Leon, like early Kings of Leon, sort of punky thing, and that's about as far as we got with it. Was the name. Pretty much everything after that went the way that it's gone. Not very Kings of Leon, not very punky.
No. One song's kind of punky,
One song
but that's
is
it.
punky.
That's it.
Punky Brewster.
You gonna rename the band to Punky Brewster?
That's not bad.
If this doesn't work out,
We're just gonna just name our band every new show just after 80 shows. So eventually we're gonna be Family Matters, Webster, Different Strokes.
I'm particular to Full House.
Oh, we're gonna be Full House
I
next
like
week
this.
actually.
I think that's fun. Until the lawyers send the letters.
Well, they'll be a little different. We just changed one letter. So different. It's different.
Jokes on them. We don't have any money.
Different.
So,
The Jeffersons.
Yeah.
You know.
So it's like Full
Jeffersons.
House with like 3 L's or something.
Right, yeah.
I like it. I like it.
Very creative.
If you have questions for Punky Brewster, no, I'm kidding. If you have questions for Motel Faces, let us know on Facebook or on Twitter. We'll be checking that later. We'll be starting up our live stream shortly, which of course you're super excited so you can see these handsome gentlemen here in the studio.
Yes.
So
Who?
He's talking about me.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
So gentlemen, tell me about the sound. How would you describe, if no one's ever heard you until now, what's the sound that Motel Faces make?
Sorry, I didn't have the cough button.
I don't know. Every time somebody asks us, we just say rock and roll.
I like it.
The best thing to describe it is it's rock and roll. It's just pure rock and roll, and I don't know. That's the easiest way to describe it. You have a better.
Cool story, bro.
Thanks, Dad. You got anything else, Dad?
That's kind of how I answer it. Whenever anybody asks, I'm just like,
It's not a
oh,
lot
but
to
who
it.
do you sound like? I'm like, oh, stop that.
I don't know.
Why do you do that?
I've yet to actually hear anybody tell us what we sound like. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing,
Right,
but
yeah.
we don't get a lot of like, oh man, you guys, you know, you sound just like whatever.
Justin Bieber.
You sound like the Carpenters.
Yeah.
It's great.
We don't. So I mean, I would love to. We had to fill out a few like, you know, we fill them out on websites, submitting things, you know, for fans of this band, you know, are these
Right,
bands?
right.
this
Don't they
is-
make you
you
do
would
that
like us-
recommended if you
Yeah.
like? Yeah.
I don't really ever know what to put for those.
Then it looks like whenever you tag something and they just put every tag you can think of. You're like, guitar, bass, piano, violin, cucumber, kumquat.
I don't even know what to talk about anymore.
I was gonna keep going. I'm like, okay,
No,
we
I was
precious
excited
valuable
to see where you went with that. Lettuce. We are a lettuce
time.
band.
It was gonna be just a free form.
More of a carrot, you know.
Well,
Much
yeah, we
more
don't really
carrots.
know. No, cucumber.
Keto diet. I don't know if that's part of the keto diet, but it's what
Obviously, we don't know.
I think you just made a diet.
Yeah, I know. The Motel Faces diet. You're welcome, kids.
The book will be out in March. Get my NPR voice on this.
Ooh. Suddenly I was paying more attention to you right there.
Yes. So in March we'll be coming out with a brand new Motel Faces book. And here's our first excerpt from it. Oh, sorry.
So will that be on the cover? Will that? No,
It's just Kyle.
Yeah, just like cough on the cover. Well, I'm also curious. You know, you throw out those questions. So what did you guys grow up listening to?
So I think we're all pretty different. I'll start really singing wise and stuff like that. What I drew from my parents, my dad was a pastor, and so my brother sings Southern gospel quartet music. So growing up, we listened to a lot of those things. So melodies and stuff that I sing sometimes come from those because they're all melody driven. But I then got into punk, you know, and, metal music, stuff like that. Yeah, so I'm kind of everywhere, and now I kind of just listen to acoustic music. I'm pretty boring. Kyle,
Yeah.
go ahead with what you listen to.
I will not go ahead with what I listen to. We have to keep this guy going.
Come on, Kyle. Come on.
I will not do what you tell me. Yeah, I'm pretty different from. I never really went through anything super heavy or anything like that. I found Queen when I was a teenager. Loved Queen. Then eventually just kind of started getting into the weird oldies kind of stuff. The Who. Hi. A lot of Fleetwood Mac, Elton John, that kind of stuff.
Sounds
So
like you
I'm
listen to
more-
a lot of classic rock.
It's mostly what I listen to, yeah. So,
But you
So
only
honestly-
listen to the deep cuts.
oh, only the deep cuts.
Yeah, not the popular songs at
No.
all.
No, everybody knows Rocket Man, but it's embarrassing. Oh gosh. But yeah, especially for the Who, I think that's the biggest inspiration that a lot of people can hear immediately, and they're like, okay, he listens to a lot of the Who. You can hear that with the bass tone and everything.
No,
And
that I
it's-
definitely
it's-
hear.
Yeah.
Can
So.
we talk about Kiss for a second?
Oh,
Come on.
That's another band I should have mentioned, Kiss. I listen to a lot of Kiss. Really like Kiss.
he
So,
does.
there you go.
I'm still going to argue, quite honestly, that first Kiss Alive record is just brilliant.
Oh yeah.
All right, Dr. J and me are friends. And now we're going to talk about Kiss for the next 7 hours.
We will not talk about Kiss for the next 7 hours.
We can get
Fine.
Chad Wells on the show too, and we can three of us can chat.
We can get. Anyway, John.
I'm already out on the Kiss stuff. I have no idea what you're talking about. Yeah, I didn't listen to Kiss.
What
Who
did you
loves
listen
Jim
to, John?
Simmons?
Jim Simmons?
Jim Simmons.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what his name, right?
Yeah. No, I. Foo
And
Fighters.
Peter Kiss. It's named after him.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I've always been real big on like Foo Fighters.
Yeah.
I was really into Alter Bridge for a long time. Real heavy. That's about as heavy as I get though. I've never really been that big into metal, that sort of thing. But I like clean singing a lot more than rough vocals and that sort of thing. Anymore though, I don't really know what I listen to. What do I listen to? I make
Van
podcasts
Halen.
and stuff. Yeah, I do a lot of Van Halen. I listen to podcasts mostly. Yeah, musically I'm really into like Tyler Bryant and the Shakedown is a band that I'm really into right now. Like Rival Sons is really good. They just put out a new album that's really good. I don't know. I go through it's mostly just kind of straightforward rock and roll though. It's kind of like what I try to find things like what I would like to do, and that's what I end up listening to for a while. Yeah.
I'm just curious, as a musician, do you listen to podcasts about music, or do you feel the need to listen to something like 180 degrees different?
I mean, it depends on my mood. We're all big nerds and we watch wrestling a lot. We're really, really into wrestling.
Yeah.
So I listen to a lot of wrestling podcasts. I'm super, super into like true crime and that sort of stuff. So anything about serial killers and that sort of thing is what I end up spending a lot of time doing.
Lots of wrestling podcasts.
Mostly wrestling.
We're really
podcasts.
into wrestling. It's kind of sad how
It's,
much we're into wrestling.
it's sad.
Yeah.
I'm going to disagree that I think there's a lot of good fun, theater, interesting storylines, interesting characters, just sheer physical attack.
I've learned a lot of like similarities between wrestling business and music business.
Go ahead, tell us.
That's true. How many times have I hit you in the back of the chair?
I know. That's what I'm saying.
I think wrestling's cool until you talk about it in front of most women, and then luckily I'm married, so I don't have to worry about it. But yeah,
Good
usually
save.
women kind of tune you out as soon as you go, "Did you see Goldberg spear Hulk Hogan?" And then just it's over.
Usually that what would be followed is, who did what?
Yeah, yeah. And why are there men in tights, oily, wrestling each other, and why are you staring at the screen so much? It's whatever.
I'm also curious, about to play a song, Better Off. Anything you want to say about Better Off?
It's a
We'd
song
be
that-
better off not talking about
Yeah,
it.
no, it's just
No, don't talk about it.
It's a song on the record, Never Die Young, which is out now. I'm gonna do some self-promotion.
Please
This
do.
No.
There's some professional stuff. You watch this. It's on iTunes, or if you want to be cheap, you can listen to it on Spotify. Cause I guess that's not cheap. We get paid like a cent every 1,000 listens. But no, it's a song on a record, which is a concept record, which we can get into the concept later. And yeah, it's about being better off after someone kind of knocks you down.
Nailed it.
Thanks, Dad.
And we're clear.
Ooh.
Perfect.
And people are now feeling whiplash as I move this thing around. Hi, Facebook people!
Hi.
In case you don't know, this is our new friend Nick. He and I are going to join a KISS cover band.
Yes. I call it. I want to be
we
ace.
are gonna not.
I'm not.
Kyle and
I'm not.
Johnny. Is it John or Johnny?
Let's call him Johnny.
Okay, I like Johnny if I
I
can
like
get away
Johnny
with it.
All right,
Come on,
That's
Johnny.
like the nicest thing anybody's ever done.
Well, John and Kyle and Nick of Motel Faces are here. We want to thank them for spending their valuable time with us here in the studio. Yay!
Yay!
Studio! Wow, they're nice.
Yeah.
Almost like you guys think about, gee, are we going to harmonize?
Thank God for autofix, because on this song there's a lot of background vocals. I'm sure if you did not fix them, they'd be like, it'd be really.
Wait, shh. Oh, the secrets, the
Oh.
people, the secrets.
I did all of that live.
He did
That's
not
right.
do it all live.
And one take.
Multiple takes.
Yeah.
Many
After
takes.
getting
Whole day.
green tea throat exercises.
Well, yeah.
Because you care about your voice so much.
I mean, no disrespect. If you prefer John, please tell me to call you
No,
John.
Johnny, it is.
I always tell people my name is
Official
Art,
now.
not Ert. You've seen all those museums for me.
I'm going to refer to him as Johnny the rest of the time. Just letting everyone know. Ain't that right,
So if
Johnny?
I've done something terrible, I'm so sorry.
No, I love it. Johnson.
Also, I didn't know Kyle
Did I get
had to
that
talk
right?
until we started this. And then Kyle suddenly starts talking. I'm like, oh, I don't have to do much. This is wonderful. Usually ends up me and you doing
He's
everything.
filling the dead air.
Oh.
Made for radio.
I've been told I have a voice for video and a face for radio.
Yeah.
Oh, that's okay. At one point you feel like, okay, that sounds like a compliment. The other one is like, damn.
That was just uncalled for. Gosh.
The hostility.
There's a lot of us.
We're gonna leave
the
like
next 10 minutes.
Okay.
So like if I text the band later, is Kyle all right?
There will be a lot of crying at some point.
Well, we'll get ice cream, guys.
Yay! Well, that's how you get the heroin charge, remember?
No. Heroin.
Yeah, you guys are a great interview. Just keep it. We have had those unfortunate folks, mostly out of town folks, and then like far from out of town, where I'd ask a question, or we just trying to shoot the breeze,
Right.
and their answers would be like, yeah. I'd be like, oh, this is gonna be the longest damn hour of my life.
Yeah, I hope you don't have any plans to be here a while, because I can go all day.
I got nothing to do the rest of the day.
Like I said, I'm here till 6.
We'll be here. Well, what else are we gonna do?
What am I gonna do?
Yeah.
We went to Zombie Dogs. We're gonna have to
We
go back.
really do need to push the show,
Okay.
and then of course, the pro. We need to push all the social media, especially where people can get the record.
Yep. Yep.
I got it. Don't worry. I got it.
Do you have that, or
And then
do
I
No,
will.
John's gonna have to
And
get
then
it.
I will negate all of that.
I'm gonna get more Twitter followers.
You can get our 8-track.
I swear to God. if
Oh,
this is how
come
you're
on.
getting
No,
more-
don't you take that from me.
I
I
would-
have 8-track tapes. I'm
would
not saying
love
it's
if
the
we could make
best
stuff on
quality.
8. I would love it if we had 8-track.
I think my dad has an 8-track like tape of
Yeah,
like
tape deck, yeah.
of like basketball highlights from the Cleveland Cavaliers.
I think you're thinking of something else. I think you're thinking of Beta.
No. He has
No,
it's-
8-track is music.
I know. It's just a tape
Okay,
of
we
the
have to
So
say
it's
hi
just
to
the radio.
Mandy.
Radio. Oh,
Mandy says hi, guys.
Oh, I mean,
Hey! Oh, I
Hi,
didn't.
Mandy.
What are you waving at?
The camera.
I was waving that way.
I was just waving. I didn't see somebody says hi.
I can see with the
Hey.
computer, Kyle was thinking about it, except that's something else.
Oh, I'm
I'm
right
down,
there.
I'm down in the bottom, but it's also a few seconds behind, so I'm gonna do this. And then I'm gonna wait for it. Oh, it left. Now I just look like an idiot.
You want me to put it up there so that you
No,
can see
no.
what...
I'm not that
Careful what you ask for,
narcissistic.
Kyle. Somebody once said, like, could you put it up on like a bunch of different computers so we get this weird effect? I'm like, ooh, challenge accepted.
I kind of would like it.
So I set up like 3 laptops, and I put each one on a different delay. I have to admit, I couldn't look at it because it was literally
Disorienting, yeah.
making me nauseous.
Yeah.
But yeah, the other thing I'm going to ask you guys for is if you have any spare posters that are just taking up room, I need to fill the walls.
We do have some flyers from our release show left over.
You can have it with us, though.
No.
Oh no, it doesn't have to be right away. We're in no
Oh,
hurry.
in that case, yeah.
Oh, Mandy said hi back with a smile. We love you, Mandy.
We do love Mandy.
We played in the sea earlier today.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, that whole Who thing with the bass part, I totally hear that.
Yeah. It's not so.
Well, if you're gonna emulate a style,
Right.
Right.
I feel like it's gotten away from that more, but yeah, it's definitely from it's kind of ripped off.
You steal it.
I steal it. I steal it. Wait until I just
God.
want to stop moving
rock
on
and
stage.
roll is
It's
about
like,
stealing.
It's.
I was about to say.
I'm not gonna tell you where I got better off from. Because we won't ever play it again if I tell you.
We've also, what was it? We were listening to a song and John was like, he said, I was like, listen to this. I'm like, okay, and I'm like, that kind of sounds like our song. He goes,
Oh god,
huh?
it was eerie.
I
Like
never heard it was a Motorhead song.
You
I
never heard of it?
Oh, come on! How many rock bands have borrowed or outright just
absolutely.
stolen?
See, that's the thing though, is I've never listened to
from
Motorhead
Motorhead.
until about a month ago. And I just like, I don't know why I was listening to them, but I put them on and it was just looping and I heard this riff start getting played and I was like, oh.
Well, so much. I mean, as a songwriter, everyone talks about like Lemmy in terms of his personality and his style. But as a songwriter, as a musician, he wrote excellent songs
Yeah.
that have creeped their way consciously and subconsciously into
Yeah.
tons of rock and indie music.
Mhm.
And I'm going to defend that statement.
Yeah.
It's true. It's 100%
It's
true.
found its way into wrestling.
Oh God. Well, I mean, now Lemmy himself also loved wrestling.
Yep.
Yeah, he did.
I'm trying to think like all the wrestling T-shirts he wore.
Yeah.
Triple H is
Triple H.
Yeah, Triple H for a long time.
Yep.
Well, and he wore. I've only been to a few matches, but have you guys been to the Pro Rockstar Arena here in town?
No.
Oh, it's a blast.
I went to a show there.
But that's
Yeah, well, they did. Well, I mean, their main thing is wrestling
Right,
stuff.
right, yeah,
But gosh, incredibly well done.
Mhm.
You know, just incredibly well done.
Cody Hawk. That's who used to do Rockstar. Or who owned it.
Make Me Proud from Motel Faces here on your Tuesday afternoon alternative. We have Nick, Kyle, and John of Motel Faces here in the studio. So I'm just curious, guys. I'm sure you have a social media presence. Can we talk about how people can get the record, how they can reach out to you?
Yes.
Yes.
Just say no.
And then just
No, you
absolutely
cannot
nothing.
know.
Just yep.
No. What is it? Facebook.com/Motel Faces?
Motel Faces.
Or just go
Oh,
to
God.
search in your Facebook app, because that's what most people do. Search Motel
Instagram
Faces.
at Motel Faces, Twitter at Motel Faces.
Also, Twitter at.
I'm seeing a theme.
Well, then you can follow me on Twitter because I'm trying to get more followers than John. This is a new venture I have. I think it's at MotelNick1.
Why?
I just want to promote myself. Like I said
Always
earlier,
going into
the
business for
record
himself.
is on Spotify. You can listen to it that way, or you can buy it on iTunes. I think it's everywhere. Bandcamp.
We have a website.
We have a website,
Buy it from the
website. You
motelfaces.com.
You can also buy T-shirts there.
You can, and
And should.
and
should.
John packages everything. So if you're an Ultra fan, because there's so many of them out there.
Yep, and they will smell like John.
The,
Sure
the
will.
T-shirt will smell like John.
Old Spice.
Mm-hmm.
Is that
Oh
what
no,
you-
not Old Spice. It's actually just like Old Spices from his
Spilled
spice rack.
pepper on
Yeah.
myself.
Lots of oregano.
Yeah.
Salt, oregano,
Mm.
pepper. Okay,
And if you're into that
yeah.
sort of thing.
Okay.
Got that lemon salt too.
It's very.
People are asking all kinds of questions
No.
that we need to
Jeez.
share here. What have been some of your favorite shows to play?
No.
Next question.
Okay, so it sounds like Kyle is not enjoying playing music.
Yes, Kyle hates music. He's also the
I don't know
oldest
why I'm
one
still
out of
here.
all of us. So
Well, so far.
It's
He
Yeah.
kinda-
likes music. He hates us.
yes.
No, yeah.
Why don't we just do? I'll do my favorite show, and then you guys can go down and do your favorite shows.
Okay.
That's a good question. No. My favorite show we've done so far, we did a show with Great White from the 80s,
Mhm.
Lynch Mob, and it was kind of unexpected what happened, and we sold a ton of merch, but it was a lot of people in their 40s, which there's nothing wrong with that, and they partied and had a good time and danced around, and so it was just pretty memorable for us to be able to play with bands of that caliber and actually deliver, so we were pretty happy with that. Kyle, what's your favorite show you've ever played?
John, what's your favorite show that we've ever played?
Man, I'm gonna say this last weekend was really good. It was really fun. It was the first one that we played in a long time.
First one of the year for sure.
First one of the year.
It was the best show of the year.
Yeah, the Rind one was really good.
Yeah, that was.
Ryan had a really good release show.
Mm,
That one was super fun. We played with all of our friends too,
yeah.
so that always makes it good. Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna go with Ryan
At Yellow Cap Tavern.
at Yellow Cap Tavern
In Dayton.
Here.
In Dayton.
Here in
at
town.
Rind.
At Ryan.
At Rind.
I wonder if that's their Twitter, at Ryan. We're promoting them now. Forget our band.
It's at Rind, but it's at Rind.
Yes.
Actually, yeah, I think mine was probably our release show.
Oh, yeah.
So that was that was a
smart.
lot of
Good
that
job.
was
Good job, Kyle.
thanks, thank you.
You know who else
Thank
was
you.
on that show? Ryan.
Ryan was at that show. I had all of our friends there. It was great. Played to a whole bunch of people. They were into it. We were into it. Got to play the record all the way through, which was scary.
Oh,
So
but
that
that's
was
got
the
to be a
first
lot
time
of
through.
fun, though.
It was.
It
It
is
was
fun
great.
until you wrote all the lyrics yourself, but you can't remember the lyrics that you wrote. That can get a little bit weird. So I was looking at my phone, which was on top of Kyle's amp, and at one point he hit a note and it just fell off from the rattle of the bass.
Right. Oh, sure.
So
It's very professional.
I just kind of made up what I was singing, but luckily no one knew the song because the record wasn't out yet. So
Made them up.
yeah, our release show was a lot of fun.
It was great.
That was a good one. That
It
was
was
such a better
Good call,
answer than
Kyle.
mine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dang.
Well,
Sorry.
people are also asking, what about like a headlining show? Would that be like the release show?
Yeah,
Yeah.
the release show definitely was our lighting
Yeah.
show. I think for us,
Or that one show at Motor where we played to the half guy.
yeah, where
There
there's
was
like
about
one
half a
guy.
person in the room.
Yeah, and
on
he
a
was
Wednesday.
rocking out, meaning
Yeah.
he was finishing his hamburger and praying to God to get off the stage.
Yeah, that one was good.
That was good. That was a headliner.
That
We
was-
headlined the crap out of that.
Mm-hmm.
No, I think for us, just playing a fun show is just playing with our friends. So like he's just said, we just played this last Saturday, with McGuff and the Dumpster Fires from Dayton, who are some of our really good friends. Actually,
Great
Phil, their
band.
drummer, filled in for us during this time that we haven't had a drummer. Who else did we play with? Julius, a band from Louisville, and then also New World Natives, who are also from Dayton, who are our good friends. So anytime we get to play with our friends, it's really the best show. We just like to have fun. We like to be goofy and kind of say and do whatever we want. And so those shows allow us to do that. Sometimes when you're not with your friends, it gets a little awkward.
And you guys play a high energy set.
Yeah.
Drink a lot
Yeah,
of
we
it.
do.
I had to start jogging regularly to be able to play a set.
As you can
That
tell.
is my exercise, though. I hop around for 45 minutes, and at the end, I'm just like, all right, there's my cardio for the week.
Well, as you can tell from this,
Oh, svelte body.
that I work out a lot.
He
Hashtag
does.
In case
Hashtag chicky nuts.
You're not watching the Facebook Live feed. You are
Yes.
missing just the incredible, svelte, dare I say, Mr. Universe physique
Yes.
that Nick is rocking over here.
Yep.
Yes.
If my wife's not listening, my number is 5-1. Yes, it's yeah. I'm very, very good looking, and everyone knows that.
And modest, too, really.
Yeah, I'm very humble.
We like to stay humble.
It's the
That's
two that go
what's,
together.
Yeah.
I just, we talked about this earlier, not on air, so that was kind of weird to say. Anyways, most time when we show up to gigs, people are like, "All right, you must be the bass player," because I'm 6'2", 300 pounds. So I got some height and weight on both of them. So they always think that I'm the bass player, and then I'm the drummer if I'm not the bass player, and then, oh, you must be the guitar player. And then when I say, no, I just sing, they kind of look at me like, yeah, okay, how'd you get back here, big boy? So, yeah. John, you're like the merch guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, someone also just wrote us asking, what's your favorite song to play?
John, let's start with you and then work back the other way, okay?
Yes.
Professionalism.
My favorite song to play right now, I think, is our song. Moving Along's really good because we open it and it always starts out really good. Now I'm forgetting the name of the song. What's the
It
one
was
song?
One song. You weren't supposed to list more. so
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
why
I know, but I was trying to buy some time until I could remember the name of the song that I actually like.
I hate all the other ones, but the one that I really like, I can't think of right now.
Why can't I remember the name of the song?
Wow,
I don't know.
How does it go? Hum it again into the microphone.
You guys know we're live on air right now, right?
Can we redo this?
yeah, cut
All
the
right,
tape.
move it.
No.
Oh, we're
Okay,
live, pal.
we'll come back. Kyle, start with you.
Okay.
What's your favorite
Well,
song to play live?
So I will have to say, how does it go? Does it go? Moving on up.
That's the
moving
final
on
word.
up.
That's
To
what it
the
is.
east
That's the
side.
final
That's the
word.
one I was gonna
That's
take.
my
Yeah,
ha.
that's the one that. Yeah, I have a lot of fun with that because it's, at least for me, it's just nothing but bass for the entire time.
That's why I like it because I don't
And
do a
it's-
whole lot.
Yeah, exactly. You're welcome.
Alright.
Yeah, no, that's always a lot of fun. And a fun fact, that was the one that I wasn't sure about that song. And then these guys over here are like, no, that's really good. I'm like, all right, well, if it'll work. I was wrong.
Now,
Everyone, I was wrong. I'm
No,
sorry.
You're right.
now
You're right.
ask me what my favorite song is so we can keep the,
Cool. So, Nick,
Yeah, come.
where's catering?
Oh, that's a good question.
Okay. So, what is your favorite song?
My favorite song, Kyle, is to play live is I Know You Hate Me, which I know sounds like a surprise because, I usually look miserable when we're playing it. But the fun secret is that Kyle does the screaming parts in it, and I'm supposed to help him every time,
Mhm.
and I don't. So I
Yeah.
really enjoy watching him struggle to do the screaming parts while I sit back and drink water.
Absolutely does.
Because I know
Every
Kyle
time.
hates me.
We have
Every
fun.
time. We have fun here.
Just laughter and just
And we laugh and laugh and laugh.
Do you guys, someone just asked, do you play any covers?
We do.
Oh, well.
Every show, even before I was in the band, I'm the second singer in the band. Kyle's like the 50th bass player in the band. John's been there since pretty much the beginning. I totally forgot that. No, we do a Johnny Cash cover that's been going on since before I was in the band. A Folsom Prison Blues that we kind of do in our own little way. And then we also started doing a Queen cover that we bust out every once in a while. We
Yeah.
Will Rock You.
The the faster version. That if you've ever heard of that, it's fun. It's fun to play. But the Johnny Cash cover, it's another fun one.
I
to
think
play.
we just
It's
posted up
staple,
"I Want It That Way" by the Backstreet Boys on our Facebook.
Yeah, that happened accidentally, and people actually want that. Does that mean we have to like earn that?
I hope not. Let's have a band meeting real quick.
Okay.
So we're not gonna play that, right?
No, right now.
Okay. Okay.
All right. It's official.
So-
Facebook official.
So you do some Johnny Cash, which wouldn't that be a bit different than the normal sound that you guys are having? I mean, you're a rock band and then you break out Johnny Cash.
We do it very rock and roll.
Mm-hmm.
If you're gonna come to a live show, and this is just for everybody, the point of spending money to go to a show is to have fun and actually move and dance and enjoy the music, not stand there and just stare at your phone. I mean, if that's what you're into, that's fine. But why spend money and go out if you're just gonna stare at your phone? So that cover, actually, we do it pretty rock and roll-esque, and it allows it makes people dance and have fun. Stop laughing at my English skills. It gives you a point to get up and dance and to move and to sing. That's it.
Yeah, it's very rock and roll.
Sounds good to me.
Yeah. So
Good job, Dad.
yeah, thanks, man. Also, motelfaces.com is where you can buy the merch and the CD, and that's how I'm going to be able to go to McDonald's after we get done here, because you bought a shirt. So you buying a shirt keeps this physique going.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm. I like the thank you preemptively.
Well, I just want to
Yeah,
thank the audience for listening to me.
So we're about to play That's the Final Word.
Uh-huh.
What is the final word?
Nick, why don't you go ahead and take this one, buddy?
Okay. So the record is a concept record about an individual. They know who they are. I'm not going to say their name. It's not worth my time. And that song was just everything I wanted to say to be done with it. So when we played it at our show, I said a little thing about it, and then I said, this song's called The Final Word, because that's all it is. It's just the final word to them of what I feel about them, and really how most of us feel about them. And so, yeah, it's just
I'm indifferent.
it's just resolving the situation through song. So, enjoy.
I was hoping it was something like that. I realize like I'm asking it one of those questions where, wow, that could have been really an unkind thing to
No,
ask.
you're good. You can ask whatever you want.
Yeah. Do you like chicken nuggets? Off limits. Off limits.
Shut it down.
Wow.
Shut it down. I can't do this. Flip the table.
Okay, I just find it interesting that the people who are programming when I'm not in here think that Greta Van Fleet and Led Zeppelin should be in the same block together.
Oh, that is
I'm not
awkward.
Oh,
Really awkward.
Ooh, I'm not sure how to take that.
Some will listen it's like, oh wow, they're really playing a lot of Zeppelin today.
Did you hear that they don't want people to say that anymore?
Yeah.
Like, stop saying we're like Zeppelin.
Then
Stop being like
change.
Zeppelin.
Yeah,
They just will.
Well, did they embrace it? I thought they embraced
They
that.
did at first, but now they're
but
like,
not
no,
now.
no,
Now
we're
that
our
everyone's
own
saying
thing.
it, yeah.
If they would have just like rolled with it right out of the gate, I think none of this would be
Yeah.
going on. None
Yeah.
of the controversy.
Yep.
But like because they fought it so hard that people were like, "Hey, you're lying."
Yeah.
Well, it could have been handled a little better.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They didn't do it.
And all those memes, though. Oh, I'm so unkind, so mean. I'm laughing at them. Oh, Greta Van Fleet. They won up Led Zeppelin. They actually got a real hobbit to front the band.
Right. Yeah.
and I laugh, and then I feel bad.
So,
And then I laugh some more.
Oh,
the other part about
And
them
that's funny.
is I just don't like them. Their voice, his voice, I just feel like
There's
he just
something
goes.
odd about it.
I just feel like he just goes "Rah!" every once in a while, and they're like, "That's Led Zeppelin."
Yeah,
I can't put my finger on it. What bugs me?
Right. I'm very honest with how I feel about things, and I don't.
I just
To me,
it
this
sounds
comes off phony.
It sounds put on.
Yeah,
It doesn't sound real.
No.
Sounds like he's trying to be Robert Plant, not just trying to sing what he would normally sing.
Right.
Yeah.
It does look like we have some agreement in the Twitter stream there.
Sweet. I'm gonna follow that on Twitter, and then hopefully I get more followers.
You get more followers on Twitter than me out of this.
I'll be so
I'd
hyped.
be really upset.
I'm gonna start up my Twitter again.
Twitter's
I'm
a new
gonna come in
venture of mine,
MySpace.
and I'm determined to have more followers than John.
I know I'm connected to the band. I don't know if I'm connected to individual Twitter accounts.
Oh, you're about to be.
Those two maybe. I don't check anything. I'm off the grid.
Oh, Mandy says she hates those bands too, Nick. She's with you.
Thank you, Mandy.
Other people are saying very, very strong things.
Yeah,
Reinterpreting Greta Van Fleet's name in ways that I cannot say on the air.
FCC.
Yeah,
So I will not be quoting some of you.
No, but I will. You can go.
Is it okay to talk about like songwriting approach?
Sure. I don't know what you're gonna get out of it, but
Oh no, you guys are. I'm on the blast.
Here,
we're gonna get a lot of. Yep.
Hey, guys, we moved into the 22-minute mark. That means we just start saying.
We've exhausted our limit words. So.
Oh no! Oh no!
No, thank you. Oh, and then in minute 25, that's where we go to the "Child, we bit my finger."
Okay.
So we just start
doing old.
Do people remember that?
I don't know. I just remember it randomly.
It really hurt.
Yeah.
You bit my
We're
finger.
gonna start quoting vines, so get ready.
Well, hold on. I gotta get into the microphone.
Chocolate rain.
Well, it's sort of funny. I remember laughing at that video, and it was like, "Oh, he's so cute." And I'm like, all I'm picturing in my head is like an English Elmer Fudd.
He bit my finger off. Yes. I don't know what made me think of that. My brain is a weird place to be in.
Yeah, it's kind of scary. I don't like it.
So I'm not playing these in any particular order. Is that okay?
I don't care. I mean, I wouldn't do that.
It's not my show.
Mr. Radio Man, that's what we do. No, we don't care. Actually, this song has become a new listen to ours in the band, like, because we're getting a new drummer, one between drummers.
Yeah, that's what you said. Yeah.
So we're getting a new one, and I was listening to our record for the first time since it came out, and I was like, man, I really like Never Die Young. Like it's fun. It's really simple, but it speeds up at the end. Like,
Well, it has the slight change in the tempo, which actually,
right.
There's doing that and kind of being like, oh, look at how artsy we can be, and then there's doing that in a way to pull the listener in.
Yeah.
It's really we talk about it all the time. It just feels really good to drive to. Like when we wrote
Oh,
the
I can
song,
hear
we're
that.
like it's
I can
really
totally
fun to
hear
just
that.
roll down the windows and just kind of
Yeah.
like
I
that.
want to drive.
Maybe not today.
Yeah, not today.
I want to drive on that. What's the Pacific Highway?
Pacific Coast Highway.
Oh,
yeah.
yeah, nice.
In a
Well,
red,
to be honest with you,
convertible.
I could see the record for me, and I don't. there are a couple songs I don't think I've heard.
He's like, it sucks.
But this one's
totally works for me. Is like driving music.
That's
I can totally see that. Now I'm pulling in, some of the earlier songs too in my mind. I always make a playlist of the artist's music and listen to it. And what's interesting is that usually students will be coming in and out of my office and be like, oh, that's interesting. Or, oh, you're listening to so-and-so. And I forget, someone compared you guys to a couple of other, harder rock bands. I'm like, no, they're from around here. Their name are Motel Faces. You need to check into them. It's like
MotelFaces.com.
yes. Where you can buy the t-shirt.
Where you can buy the t-shirt.
Because that to me is interesting, because if students are popping in and out of my office and they're like, ooh, I like that, it's like, you should check into that.
Right. There's a lot of stuff like that with bands who aren't like quote unquote famous. You're like, oh, you guys should like check them out. Like, where are they from? Like, are they on tour? No, they're playing up the street.
So who all have you guys played with? You played with Rind a couple of times.
Yeah.
You played with McGuffin the Dumpster Fires.
New World Natives. Are we
New
talking
World Natives.
Dayton?
Well, just in the area. It doesn't have to be Dayton exclusively.
So many people.
Go-Go Buffalo is a recent one. Have you ever seen Go-Go Buffalo?
For the first time, a few months ago, I saw them. They played a show at Blind Bob's with Cricket Bows, a couple other bands.
Yeah.
I'd never seen them before, but I've got a few of their songs. And
don't
I have
play
to admit, it was not what I expected as far as the show goes.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
It's always an experience.
But they're really, really fun.
they were a lot of fun,
Yeah.
but I kept thinking, you must be really cold.
Yeah.
Because he's slowly, like he came in, there was like shoes and like there were some shorts and I forget.
And he's very
he had
like
a tank top on.
he's super easy to talk to.
He
Like,
could, but by the end of the show, I was quite, please don't take your underwear off. Please don't take your underwear off.
yeah, he like when I first met him, I'm like, this is the guy that does all that stuff. Like he's perfectly pleasant, like such a nice guy. And then he gets on stage, you're like, oh.
I mean, it's clearly like it's a character he's playing, don't you
Yeah,
think?
yes, totally is. Yeah.
Yeah.
But it, I just remember watching that. Everybody in the bar was looking at him though. Everyone in the bar was looking at the band,
Yeah.
right? So it totally, this part here, that
Yeah.
comes back in. I love that. But I mean, that's genius,
Yeah.
right?
It's
You're
a
not
show.
looking
It's
at your
advertising.
phone, right?
It's a
You're-
show, yeah.
You're supposed to, oh, that's the other thing. It's like, if you're gonna look at your phone, like if bands get mad, like, all they do is look at it. It's like, well, give them a reason to not.
Yeah.
That's as simple as that.
That's why I
Simple,
tell
just making
people
fun of
there
them.
are great bands wherever you live. You just, oh no, there's not a music scene. No, there's a music scene. You just haven't found it.
Yeah.
Gosh,
There's
several weeks ago.
There's a music scene in Canton, Ohio, of all places. We want to.
Oh, I believe it.
It's a
I
punk
believe
scene. What is the scene?
Scene?
Well, the other day I had a couple of students come into my office saying, "Have you ever heard of McGuffin the Dumpster Fires?" I'm like, "Taylor's a friend of mine."
Right, yeah. We just saw Taylor on Saturday.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
And that part always gets me. And like, so I'm always trying to keep a stock of like CDs in the office, which I have to admit I'm a little woefully deficient on now. But it's like, oh, here, no, go take this and listen to it.
We'll give you a stack.
Oh, you need not do that. You do not have to do that.
We're
Too
gonna do
late
it
already.
anyway.
Already
This
did.
is awkward.
Check your car.
Wait, no, that sounds scary, Nick.
It is scary.
Is my car okay?
Yeah. Don't press the brakes
Let's
too
go
hard.
with that. Don't drive too fast.
Don't drive too fast.
Never Die Young from the Motel Faces here in the studio. Just great stuff, don't you think? You got to think that. You just have to. It's
I
it's
think
a requirement.
I think
Yeah,
that.
I would agree.
And you know what?
Yeah.
If you go to iTunes right now, 99 cents.
Ooh.
Crazy. They must be running a special.
It's a heck of a deal.
Or you can buy the album at motelfaces.com.
Never looked
Ooh,
at
where you can
iTunes
buy the
before.
merch.
I've never looked
Never
at
been
it.
on our
No.
website.
Nope, I have no idea what it is. I just know that you tell me that I have to do things.
You're listening to your Tuesday afternoon alternative with Nick, Kyle, and John of Motel Faces here in the studio. We're asking them questions that we have, but we're also, more importantly, asking them questions that you have. So if you have thoughts or comments or things you want to share, reach out to us. We are on Twitter, DRJYTAA. You put an @gmail.com behind that. That's how you email us. We are, of course, on Facebook. Just look up your Tuesday afternoon alternative. You'll find all this stuff. And of course, everybody's got a blog. So we got to have a blog.
Mhm.
Your Tuesday afternoon alternative.com. Isn't that weird how that works? Speaking of that, motelfaces.com.
Yes.
You
and-
guys are all over the social media.
And if you want to ask me a question personally, my Twitter is @motelnick1.
Oh, hold on, let me get my phone out. How dare you? Where do you get off?
Well,
How do you sleep at night?
I got a nice king size bed. My wife's out of town at the moment, so I get the whole bed to myself. So it's kind of wonderful.
You're enjoying
Like
it
you
right
don't-
now?
Like
Yeah.
you don't miss her.
I do miss her terribly. I played Fortnite all night last night.
Yeah, I
and
know.
it was sad. With John, I call John all the time.
I like to refer to them as conference calls just to make me feel better about it. It's not.
It's business.
It's not any
It's
better.
not.
What's Motel Faces business, right?
Sometimes.
Sure.
Sometimes. Sometimes I just when I tell him how my day went, and, he doesn't care.
You didn't even go to his basketball game.
I know.
You're a terrible dad.
I played softball in the summer. No idea how this relates to that, but I just want you guys to know that I play sports.
Oh, so are you gonna miss a whole bunch of shows in the summer?
Hopefully.
Thanks, Sid.
Softball season.
Softball season.
So how do you guys write songs?
He totally knows
Musically.
that one track. That was amazing. Well, we start with the music first. I write all the lyrics, but I'm not one of those people that write lyrics before I have to. 'Cause I don't care.
What he's saying is he does it right when we
He
need to
makes them
record
up
them.
when he's tracking vocals, and
I've done
whatever
that.
happens is what.
I've done that before, but usually it starts off with one of these two coming up with a riff or a part of some sort on some instrument.
A
Yeah.
riff.
A
Yes.
riff, yeah. Yeah, a lot of times I'll come in with a part or chord progression or something, and bring it to him and see what happens. Kyle's really good about seeing like a real big picture, so he'll come in with a full song sort of road mapped out, and we'll just kind of mess with it for a little while, and if everybody's picking up on it, we'll keep digging into it, see where we can go with it. We have one song on the record, I Know You Hate Me, that we literally wrote it one night because Nick walked in and said, I want a song that goes like this. And he just bounced his hand up and down to a groove that he wanted. And we sat down and we did it, and we
You
made a
gave up
song.
that skill?
Oh, that's
Amazing.
I'm shocked by that.
Yeah.
there's any other band out there that really needs someone to write music for them who's way better than us, I'm available.
Listen, you need a song where you can do this to it. Oh yeah, I think I got something for that.
Yeah, and so then we usually write the music together. It really is a collaborative effort, and we're pretty open to suggestions with each other. If somebody doesn't like something or somebody wants to try something, we always do that. And then after that's done, I'll usually sing a melody of some sort, and then I'll write some sort of lyric. I'm not too deep with lyrics.
Obviously.
Yeah, I mean, if you listen to the record, you can tell. No, I'm not too deep with lyrics because I was a big Nirvana fan growing up. That was the first band that I ever got into. And I never knew what Kurt was talking about. And I grew to accept that that's okay. And that sometimes his lyrics are for him, but his lyrics are also whatever you want them to be.
Yeah.
So I take a song and I can make it about whatever. You know, somebody might listen to our song and be like, that's about kittens. Sure, it's about kittens to you. That's fine. So that's how we just approach the music.
But also,
It was really about Golden Corral.
Yeah.
It's all about melody for us.
Melody is
Really.
king.
That's it. Like, I want somebody to be able to sing our song.
That's the final word. Just started out with the melody, and then you came up with lyrics with that.
Right.
Mhm.
So, and this record was a concept record, so it's a little bit different than something I've ever done. I've never written a concept record.
Is that harder?
And so I think it was kind of easier because I already knew what I kind of wanted to say, and then it was just placing the right lyrics with the right songs.
Well, you had the kind of the story, like the plot and the story.
Yeah, I have the
for
whole story.
months.
If the
I
track,
wasn't even in the band yet.
no, the track.
No, that was the
I
first
came
thing
up with
that
this
I heard.
concept. I came with this concept before Kyle joined.
And you were like,
Yeah, and he was kind of like, so we didn't do it. No.
No, no.
I just had this concept because I was feeling a certain way, and I said, let's do it this way, but the track listing is not accurate to the story. Which is fine, because certain songs just flow better, but if we're going story-wise, it actually goes another way. And if you follow me on Twitter, @Motel1, I'll get the correct track listing.
Smooth.
I'm very good at this.
Smooth the way you put that in there.
Yeah, Dr. J, are you hiring here? Because
Well, I'm curious. We talked a little bit earlier about the bass in terms of some of what your approach is. I'm also curious if there's a certain sound you're going for, right? We talked a little bit about texture earlier, you know, elements of like a Who type bass approach.
Yeah.
But is there a certain bass sound you're going for?
For me, it's always an ongoing thing too. So, really, since it's just really guitar-wise, it's just me and John. There's a whole lot of space to fill. There's only so much he can do, and there's only so much that I can do. So I try to do anything. Obviously, bass is going to be the most important thing to it, but I make sure to get a whole lot of treble up in there. So it almost works kind of like a rhythm guitar, almost, just to, again, just kind of fill the space. Because a lot of that is really easy on the record for us to do, but going out and playing live to try and
figure out what parts you can actually do from the record.
Yeah.
Which ones translate live.
Yeah, or maybe you figure something out that works a whole lot. Going back, Make Me Proud at the end of your solo, we both end on the same note. I'm way up there, which sounds great live. It probably would have sounded like garbage on the record, but, you know, a lot of that's just kind of figuring out what works.
the record was kind of a free-for-all recording-wise. Or the record was, when we recorded it, we added a lot of parts to fill in those gaps stuff. Live, it's more of like a free-for-all.
Mm-hmm.
We kind of just play to make it sound good, because our main focus at a show is to entertain people. So, you know, we're not the tightest band ever. We're tight, don't get me wrong. We're not the tightest band ever, but you're going to see a heck of a show for $5 or free or $10, because we don't like to do too expensive shows either. But, yeah, we're going to get your money's worth for what, you know, you paid to get in.
Yep, and you'll get your money's worth when you follow Nick here on Twitter
At Motel Nick
Nick1.
Also, motelfaces.com, where you can pick up your Motel Faces swag.
Get your
Mhm.
money's worth.
That's what kids say, John Swag.
So, John, I'm curious about the guitar sound. What are you trying to strive for something in particular, or does it change from song to song?
I don't have a clue. I really don't.
Well, tell them about your guitar.
Oh, my guitar that is endorsed?
Yes.
Yeah, so we actually got an endorsement deal from a company out of Texas called Vintage Guitars. We've talked a lot about the album, but this album has done a lot of things for this band, and it's kind of mind blowing. That was one of the deals we got out of it. We got a couple other. We got a cable deal from another company and some picks from another company. It's been amazing. but yeah, so I play a Les Paul style guitar. It's a real thick, real beefy. Like Kyle said, we have to fill up, we have to fill up a lot of space with it just being me and him. So I'm always trying to just find something to just make the bigness of the record just come across live.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, it's style-wise, I don't really know what I do. I don't know. Do you have any
Loud.
loud?
We like to play loud.
Yeah.
I think that's the things just sound better when they're loud. You know.
Covers up all the mistakes.
Yeah.
There's a lot of them.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can't hear it, then you don't know.
But that's a lot of our attitude, though. It's when it's live, you just go. The mistakes are going to be all a part of it. That's kind of rock and roll.
Oh, do you go?
I go. Hate you.
We have.
I feel the love in the room. The love is clear. The love is
The
clear.
problem is, okay. So the three of us spend a lot of time together. Not just because like we play music together, but also like on Sunday they were over at my house to watch the Royal Rumble. We like wrestling, and you can follow me at. Just kidding. We spend a lot of time together, so we have a lot of inside jokes, and sometimes we forget that people just have no idea. So we get a lot of looks like, "What planet are you on?" So yeah, that was an inside joke that you're not allowed to know because it's inside.
Otherwise, it wouldn't be. It'd be outside.
Right.
I mean, outside joke.
And
don't
it's
have
cold
outside
outside, so I don't really want to go outside.
That was meta.
Baby, it's cold outside.
Also, if you visit motelfaces.com, you can get a long sleeve tee. I don't even know if we have those.
No,
Please don't order
We don't
one.
need things up at this point.
Okay, thank you.
But you could get like 2 T-shirts and double up and be extra warm.
We sell 4Xs,
Exactly.
and they could be a t-shirt or a jacket to somebody.
Mm-hmm.
There you go.
So,
Or you can make it into a tent or a hat.
You're listening to your Tuesday afternoon alternative here on WUDR.
Motelfaces.com.
Yeah. I paused there just to see what you're gonna do, Nick.
Oh, I'll get there. Don't worry.
Your Tuesday afternoon alternative comes to you every Tuesday from 3 to 6 p.m. 15 years. We're driving old on the show here, which is just frightening to me. Motel Faces have a terrific show coming up this Saturday at Oscars with our friends, the Typical Johnsons. Madness Inside, Trees and Wells. Hey, did I mention Motel Faces are playing that show? You might want to make plans. Oscars around 8 p.m. You might want to get there early. Place is gonna fill up. We've got a show red-handed to you, just like this song.
That was incredible.
It's professional.
Proud of you.
I felt like that was ham-fisted, but I wanted to do it anyway.
Yeah.
Sometimes you just gotta
Makes
pass
it,
it.
Oh gosh.
makes it good.
Oh gosh. Just breaking everything.
What are you doing?
I'm gonna go drink water.
Well, on the plus side, I can say it's not my stuff, but on the downside, I am responsible.
He's like, I will be fired.
Gee, it was a good run. It was a really good run.
Thanks, guys. Thanks for joining us
This
today.
one back up.
Oh yeah, I got it.
Grab a couple minutes.
Oh yeah, you got it. Oh yeah.
Just trying to get a sniff. Wait, were you guys laughing about the hat or tent thing?
Yeah.
Okay. Because I didn't think it was that funny, and then I just see you guys laughing.
No.
Oh come on! I thought that.
It was because it's cut right in there. He's like, and this has been your Tuesday afternoon alternative. It was just a.
There was no way for me to do anything other than an awkward pause and jump in.
You guys suck.
Agreed.
But see,
You're going
that's the
out.
beauty of just saying, oh, what the fuck.
Also, this song has Kyle Andes from Rind on it.
Oh right,
Yeah.
yeah. Oh, I made sure to put that in there featuring.
Yeah, he killed it.
Oh, he's terrific.
He's an amazing singer.
It made me feel. You know what's weird? That was the first time he saw me sing.
Well, he
his
did all
parts.
this stuff
That made me feel inadequate.
in the studio, so when I have to cover his part live, I have to
Is
like,
that
do
hard?
this part. Sometimes because he does this little thing at the end. And it's like
Yeah,
so
yeah,
smooth, and
yeah.
I can't do that.
You sure can. I'm gonna go to the bathroom before I'll take it.
Oh, yeah. Oh, please.
Oh man, this is a blast. I'm glad you had us up here for this.
Oh
This
no,
has been
I'm
great
happy
stuff.
you guys are willing to do it.
Yeah,
I haven't had this
absolutely.
much fun in a while. Well, no, I'm glad the Facebook's off because we have had guests lately. But yeah, But there are serious musicians
Yeah.
that see themselves as serious
They're
musicians.
artsy.
You know,
We're
we've
not
had some
artsy.
jazz musicians who are lovely, lovely people, but
What they take
Just,
them.
it's a different.
yeah,
it's
it's
a
a totally
seriously.
different vibe. It's not so much fun as it's more just about music.
different.
Right.
Whereas you guys are good musicians, but you also like to have fun.
Yeah.
That translates great.
So I figured we would do